Hello ladies and gents, good morning, welcome back to another video on the RC Biker channel. Thanks as usual for tuning in. Welcome to the new workshop. I hope you guys are liking it. Don't worry, a full workshop tour video will be coming soon. In this video we're going to be having a look at this lovely little Savage 25 that I bought from one of you guys over on the Facebook page. Today we're going to be upgrading the radio to a 2.4 gigahertz one and then firing her up for the very first time. So let's have a little look and see what we got. So here she is then, the HPI SAVAGE 25. Initially I was going to get a new HPI SAVAGE, and then it just so happened that one of you guys dropped me a message over on the Facebook page, link is in the description, and I thought, you know what, actually let's get a second-hand one. Lots of people said they wanted me to get a SAVAGE 25, so here it is. The thing that attracted me to this one is just how clean it was. You know, you guys know that I like my cars to be relatively clean, and I think certainly when you're buying a used one, having one that's clean shows that it is in good condition and also been looked after. So body shell looking really nice in this really nice blue and gunmetal grey colour, really good condition. And then here it is underneath. So this has got HPI's 25 sized engine. It's the old style engine with the purple heatsink, the one that HPI used and featured in all of their tutorials they did on DVD many years ago. And this is the first HPI Savage that I've actually seen in person. I've watched lots of videos on the Savage, but this is the first one that I have seen, and my first impressions are that it's an absolute monster. And I know it's a very old model, but you know what, it is new to me. So it's got brilliant suspension. It's got the HPI Savage typical tuned pipe with all of the aluminium chassis components there, and this massive great big size fuel tank situated to the side of the engine, very accessible and easy to remove with a couple of clips, so looks relatively easy to work on. So let's get a 2.4 gigahertz radio installed, and then we're going to fire her up for the very first time. So I'm planning to use this radio. This is my Absolma CR3P radio, absolute bargain, a little bit dusty, but I'm planning to use this because I've been told, and certainly the receivers do look the same, is that these will bind with the receivers from FlySky. The Absolma and Absolma just use FlySky receivers rebranded, so I've got a FlySky receiver, so I'm going to try and bind that to this and see if it works. I think it will, and then that means we've got a nice 2.4 gigahertz receiver system on it. It did come with an FM style radio, but I think, you know, it's time to move on from FM now. They're still perfectly functional, but if you've got the opportunity to upgrade, then why not do it? That was probably one of the easiest binds I've ever done, actually. So FSGT2 receiver, 2.4 gigahertz radio, and that is working like a charm. Just need to reverse a couple of the switches and stuff on here, so I can just have a little play around with that now. So these are really easy radios to work. Take a little bit of getting used to. That's better, that's that one done. Let me come out of here. Then we need to just set the steering trim, because at the moment the brakes are permanently on, so let's go to trim. Okay, great, so just spent a little bit of time there. I've just replaced the one-way bearing because the previous guy said to me that the one-way bearing needed replacing, so just popped in a new one from my supplies, and now we're going to get it started. So I'm going to use my Fast Tracks because it's got a drill start on it. Now the thing is, with this drill start, it actually spins the wrong way for these engines, but a little tip for you, if you just plug the connector in the wrong way round, so in other words put negative on positive and vice versa, then the motor will just spin the other way. Doesn't matter what, motors don't really have a polarity, or at least these ones don't anyway. They'll just spin the opposite way, so that's how we can make this spin counterclockwise, which is what it needs for this engine. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a little bit of fuel in here, and then I'm hoping to fire him up for the very first time. So I don't know what he's been run on up until now, but I'm going to use some OptiFuel 25%, which seems pretty appropriate for this size engine. Then I'm going to put some fuel into this large side situated fuel tank. Just fill it up half of the way, so we're not looking to go bashing with it today. Okay, so he's got fuel in there. Let's take my igniter off charge. I haven't checked the glow plug or anything, but I don't see why he wouldn't start. Well, there it is then, success. It runs, and it runs really, really well. I've just had a little play around with it. I've just set the tuning a little bit better than it was set, and adjusted the 2-speed transmission because initially it wasn't shifting gear. Despite changing that one-way bearing, it still seems to be slipping a little bit. So I think I need to do a little bit further investigation. It might actually be the shaft is worn, so I need to investigate a little bit more, but it certainly is usable the way it is. You just have to play around a little bit with it if it's not starting. So I will investigate that issue just a little bit further, and then I will see you guys again soon when it is time to take this one out bashing. But wow, what a car. Very, very pleased that that I've bought one of these things, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks very much for tuning in. As always, take care for now. Bye.